So what just happened between Serena Williams and Catlin Clark has people seriously divided. Some are laughing it off. Others, they're calling it straight-up racism. And honestly, you be the judge. So here's the deal. Catlin Clark, one of the biggest rising stars in women's basketball, just won not one, but 2 major awards at the ESPYs. She took home Best College Athlete and Best Record-Breaking Performance. Pretty huge, right? But that's not where the drama starts. Nope. The real heat came when Serena Williams, yes, the Serena Williams, took the stage as host. Now, for context, Clark couldn't be there in person. She was busy doing what she does best, hooping in Indianapolis for the Indiana Fever. But she still dropped in with a humble, grateful message thanking her coaches, teammates, and even gave a respectful shout-out to all the other nominees. Class act. And the awards, totally deserved. Clark didn't just make waves, she shattered records. NCAA's all-time scoring leader. First overall WNBA draft pick. The girl's literally rewriting history. But then came Serena's monologue. You'd think Serena, arguably one of the greatest athletes ever, would be all love, right? Not quite. During her opening jokes, Williams poked fun at everyone from Drake to Shohei Ohtani, and then dropped this little bomb about Catlin Clark. She said, "You're the Larry Bird. You're an amazing player. You've got ties to Indiana, and white people are really crazy about you." Wait, hold up. What? At first it sounds like a compliment. Being compared to Larry Bird is no joke. And yes, Clark is absolutely beloved in Indiana. But that last line, the white people part, that's where it all flipped. Because what Serena basically implied, intentionally or not, is that Catlin's fan base is predominantly, if not exclusively, white. And people weren't feeling it. The internet lit up instantly. Some folks laughed, some defended Serena. But a lot of people called it what it felt like, a cheap shot. One fan wrote, "Divide, divide, divide. Dang, what a waste of a moment to unite." Another added, "Why bring race into it?" And then came the comments pointing out the obvious. Catlin Clark has fans of every color. Let's be real. If you've seen any of Clark's games lately, you know what the arenas look like. Packed, diverse, loud. From Atlanta to Las Vegas, stadiums are full of people who show up just to watch her play. And she's not just helping her team break attendance records, she's helping other teams do the same when she visits. That's not just white people crazy about you energy. That's universal star power. So why did Serena say it? That's the question everyone's asking. Was it a harmless joke? A throwaway line? Or was it something deeper? A subtle jab masked as humor? Because here's the twist. Earlier in the night, Clark herself gave props to Serena, saying she couldn't believe she was the first woman to ever win the Best Record-Breaking Performance Award. She even said, "How does Serena Williams never win that award?" Genuine respect. Think about that. Catlin Clark, standing on a stage, well, virtually anyway, gives Serena her flowers, only to have Serena, later in the same show, toss out a racially charged joke in return. And here's the thing, Catlin didn't respond with outrage. She hasn't clapped back, hasn't posted a cryptic tweet. Nothing. That's the kind of poise that's made her a fan favorite. She's here to play basketball, break records, and lift the sport, not get dragged into unnecessary drama. Still, that moment between Serena and Catlin sparked a fire that's not going out anytime soon. Because people are tired of everything getting filtered through race, especially when it feels forced or unfair. Look, Serena Williams is a legend. No question. She's blazed trails most athletes couldn't even dream of, but legends don't always get a pass, and sometimes even the greats miss the mark. Was Serena trying to be funny? Probably. Did the joke land? That depends who you ask, but one thing's for sure. When you take a shot like that, even in jest, you better be ready for the blowback. Because when you reduce a player's impact to just her race, you're ignoring everything else she's done to get there. The grind, the skills, the mindset. And Catlin Clark? She's done more than enough to prove she belongs on that stage. And if you think this story ends here, oh no. There's way more to unpack, including how fans, media, and even other athletes are reacting to this whole situation. So what do you think? Was Serena out of line? Or are people just too sensitive these days? Well, the reactions came fast, and they came from everywhere. Social media exploded the moment Serena's joke aired. Some fans were laughing, sure, but a lot more were asking, why even say that? The comment section on X, formerly known as Twitter, turned into a war zone. One user said, "Some white people like Serena Williams and some black people like Catlin Clark. Generalization is provocative." Good job, Serena. You were provocative for 5 minutes. Congratulations. Another just dropped 3 words. Why bring race? That's the thing. When the ESPYs could have been a moment to celebrate female athletes across generations, this one joke took center stage. And instead of talking about Catlin's performance, her records, or even Serena's legacy, people were locked into a race debate. It didn't have to be this way. Let's talk facts. Catlin Clark has never once tried to claim she's the face of women's sports. In interviews, she always lifts others up. Juju Watkins, Aja Wilson, Angel Reese, she's constantly praising fellow athletes. Even Serena herself. And still, this is the moment that grabbed headlines. And if we zoom out a bit, this whole moment reflects something much bigger in sports and media today. It's almost like there's this obsession with dividing people, even when the players themselves aren't trying to be divided. Clark, for her part, hasn't said a word in response to Serena. She's kept it classy, focused, all business. And maybe that's what bothers some people, that she doesn't engage in the noise, that she doesn't play the media game. But maybe that's also what makes her different. Because despite the drama, the fan tension, and even being left off the US Olympic team, she's still showing up, still playing with passion, and still drawing record-breaking crowds. Yeah, the Olympic snub. That's a whole other angle here. Even though Clark was the most talked-about name in women's basketball this year, she didn't make the cut for Team USA. And when asked about it, she didn't complain, didn't post a vague quote online. She just said she's excited for the girls who made it, and she'll be watching from home cheering them on. That's leadership. But you have to wonder, is the system punishing her for being too popular? For bringing in a different kind of attention to the game? The media often says they want women's sports to grow, to be taken seriously. Well, here's a player who's doing exactly that. And yet, every time she wins, someone tries to make it about anything but her game. Just imagine if we focused on what really matters, like how this rookie is moving the needle for women's basketball in a way we haven't seen in years. More people watching, more fans attending, more young girls picking up the game. Isn't that the whole point? And it's not just about Clark. It's about all the athletes around her who are also benefiting from the spotlight she's helping to create. This wave she's riding, it's carrying others with her. But instead of celebrating that, we got a headline moment from Serena that only added tension. Was it malicious? Maybe not. Was it necessary? Definitely not. Because let's be honest, both these women have done incredible things for sports. Serena shattered barriers, redefined tennis, and inspired millions. Catlin is doing the same in basketball right now, so why put them at odds? The media loves drama, they love tension, and moments like this, they eat it up. But fans, the real ones, know this isn't about one joke. It's about how we talk about success, who gets to have it, who's allowed to be celebrated, and who always gets questioned. So maybe the better question isn't, was that joke racist? Maybe it's, why do we keep forcing these divides between athletes when they're out here trying to unite the sport? Let the game speak. Let the players shine. And let's remember what nights like the ESPYs are supposed to be about. Recognition, celebration, and respect. If you agree, or even if you don't, drop your thoughts below. We want to hear every side. Because these aren't just headlines, they're conversations worth having. And if you're still watching, you're exactly the kind of viewer this channel is for. Stick around. More real talk, more stories, and more voices that matter, coming soon.